Good morning from a grey but dry and very busy Tarbert on the banks of Loch Lomond, where I'm waiting for a ferry to take me back to Inversnaid so that I can get back onto the West Highland Way and continue my adventure. From this side of Loch Lomond, I'm getting what's probably going to be my last view of Ben Lomond on this trip. It's worth coming across here just to see it, and it's there poking up out of the clouds. If you've got the time, I really would recommend that you take one of the ferries from Inversnaid. The short circular ferry that takes about an hour costs, I think it's £12.50 in this 2022, and it means you get a completely different perspective of Loch Lomond, and you do find out lots and lots and lots about the history, the geology, the flora, the fauna, and about the haggis making factory. So that's me in Inversnaid. The ferry is going back to Tarbert, and over there I can see Ben Vane, the Munro I managed to climb. It's now gone 11 o'clock, so that's a bit later than I'd like to be setting off, but there are ferries when there are ferries, and we were a bit later as well because of a problem with the dog that didn't fancy getting on the ferry. But I'm here now. I've got about 14 miles to go and about 2,500 foot of ascent, so it's not an easy day today, but I'll get there. I'll get there in the end. The northern bit along Loch Lomond, I know, is a tricky bit, but I'll enjoy it. I'll take my time, and I've got a bed waiting for me in Crianlarich. I was about to say Loch Lomond. I'm not going that far today. I'm just going to Crianlarich. The path along this side of the lake is very bouldery, with tricky little paths going up and down. I'm very glad that I'm not carrying a tent. Unfortunately, it's been raining now, so they're quite slippy as well. So I'm not going to be getting anywhere fast, but I'll get there. It's still raining, but that's a pretty wondrous sight welcoming me as I walk out of the woods. It's almost exactly 2 hours since I got off the ferry and started walking, and there have been times where I thought this moment was never going to happen, and the end of Loch Lomond was some mythical place which didn't really exist. But here I am, at last. At the end, I have walked the length of Loch Lomond. Reaching the end of Loch Lomond is a significant point in the West Highland Way. It's not an easy walk at all. I walked Hadrian's Wall a few months ago, and I'd say it's a lot trickier than anything I encountered there. It's bouldery because it's been raining, it's been slippery. There have been times where I've needed to use my hands to either pull myself up over things or to steady myself climbing down things. I walk with poles, and sometimes my poles have been a hindrance and I've had to put them away. But it is at the same time a very beautiful walk with wonderful views over the water. I think I've definitely chosen the best time to walk. I'm walking in late May, and walking past all those carpets of bluebells and hearing the birds, especially the cuckoo calling, has been magical. It's been brilliant. And although I say it's tricky, I think anyone, if you take your time, if you don't rush, if you just take a bit of caution, then you'll do it. If I can do it, you can do it. My geography teacher would have been very annoyed with me. Well, if she watches this, she will be, because what I was sitting on was just a very wide piece of moraine, and it wasn't completely the end of Loch Lomond. There's that tiny little bit up there. But the valley bottom has widened out a lot. It's a lot easier walking underfoot. And down there, the building with smoke coming from it, is a bothy. Just met two women who were walking the West Highland Way. You say exam distress?
Yes.
We've
just
all
finished our exams, so this is how we de-stress and decompress.
Hey, that's a wonderful thing to do. How long are you taking to do it?
We're only doing half of it, so we're going to Tyndrum so 4 days in total.
Oh, that's nice though. That's nice, and it's a lovely section, isn't it?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
So, any highlights so far? Any bits you've particularly?
Connick Hill, the view from Connick Hill.
Oh, you climbed up there. I found that quite a challenge.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
The view was priceless.
The view was
100%.
priceless. Yeah.
And this climbing hands and feet together was interesting, at least.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Right. I said everyone can do the walk, and I'm like, I can barely do.
So, do you think you'll come back again and do the northern section, or?
Yeah, I hope so.
I would. It's so beautiful, and the people here are so lovely. So.
Yeah, and they've got that song, haven't they? Will you know, come back again? Yes, it's.
Can you sing it for us?
Oh no, I can't. No, I can't.
Tonight.
You can.
Will there's Wi-Fi.
Will ye know, come back again?
Okay.
Will you not come back again? Yeah.
Okay, all of this. Well, we learned broad day for it.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
And we learned how to say Mungai instead of Milngavie.
Milngavie and Mungai.
Well, I'm Welsh. I'm not Scottish, so you're doing better than me. So thank you so much for talking to me. Do you want to send hellos to people back home, or?
Join us next time.
Join us next time. That's the message to the people next home. Join us next time. Okay.
And send us snacks.
Yes, bring food. More than you think.
Bring food more than you think. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Yeah. I've checked my Ordnance Survey map, and I can now feel confident that through the rain down there, I'm looking at Ardlui, and I am looking at the end of Loch Lomond. So I can now say bye-bye to these bonny, bonny banks dressed in the purple hue of bluebells. It's been a great walk, and actually since the patch where I had my lunch, it's been an awful lot easier, an awful lot more straightforward. And it's raining, but it's Scotland, and I've got waterproofs, so we'll be fine. And the rain continues, but it's just a gentle patter, and The paths are not demanding now. There's some up and down, but it's okay. And I've still got the bluebells and the birdsong. I've arrived at Banglass campsite and accommodation, and there's also a cafe, restaurant sort of place. I'm hoping it'll be open. A lot of places are closed, sadly, on my West Highland Way journey because of staff shortages. I hope this isn't one of them. Hallelujah. I think it's open. Well, I've just had a hot cup of tea and the best Scottish broth you could ever have. So I feel so much better for getting into the dry and having some good hot food inside me, substantial hot food. It's 3:45, so time is going on and I've got 7.5 miles to go. But I believe that the route is a lot easier from here on. So I'm hopeful of getting there in time, getting to Crianlarich in time for supper. This is rather wonderful. The rain has stopped. I've actually taken my waterproof off. I've got a nice straightforward path walking alongside a beautiful river, and I've already done 1.5 miles in next to no time. So I think it's going to be a nice easy afternoon. But I've said that before, so we'll wait and see. I'm passing lots of waterfalls like this one, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I'm standing in a cool but colourful Crianlarich, having just had a really nice dinner at the Crianlarich Hotel. This afternoon was beautiful. It was very different from the walk along Loch Lomond with wide open valleys and good clear paths, but it was far from flat. And after such a late start this morning and then stopping to have a bit of a dry and some warm food, it meant that my time was a bit tight. So I very much just dashed to my bed and breakfast, had a shower and a clean up and a change, and came out for supper. So, yes, I found today hard. I found the walking along that last section of Loch Lomond, especially in the wet weather. I found it difficult, but it was still so beautiful. It was enjoyable. The people I met along the way were great. I'm going to go back now and I'm going to have a very good night's sleep. My bed and breakfast looks fantastic, and I'm having local black pudding with my breakfast. That's going to be good, isn't it? And tomorrow I'll set off and see if I can make it to the Bridge of Orkney and the Inversnaid Hotel beyond. Welcome to the mountains.